Hello and welcome back, everyone. It is yet another episode of Shenanaguy Plays Trails of Cold Steel. We came to Guerrilla Fortress and we observed the training exercise between the 4th and 5th Armored Divisions. So yeah, now we're moving on from that. So let's go right in. The 4th Armored Division, led by Lieutenant General Craig, withdrew to an encampment near the fortress. Meanwhile, we returned to the fortress where Major Neidhart outlined the results of the training exercise. After that, sorry you had to wait for us to finish. Don't worry about it, we're the guests here after all. Thanks for your consideration. At the very least, I'd say dinner's a million times better than lunch was. I mean, it's hashed beef today. That's an Imperial Army tradition, isn't it? Oh, just the smell's making me hungry. Oh yeah, where'd your instructor go? She's a real looker. I was hoping to get a chance to talk to her. We went to see the fortress commander with Instructor Neidhart. He did ask us to eat without her tonight. Alright, well, if she's with Major Neidhart, it's hard to compete with those guys from the 4th Armored Division. It'd be enough if they just had Craig the Red, but they've got the Major too, and he's kinda scary. Like a division of muscled men. Anyway, we shouldn't keep you tied up any longer. Your hash beef's gonna get cold. See you tomorrow, guys. Wow, it's actually delicious. It's like night and day compared to what we had for lunch. You're telling me. Come on guys, what's with all the gloomy faces? You think you guys might have had a bit too rosy of an outlook? What were you expecting to see out there? I'm sure you can understand at least a little how we feel. It's like, has everything we've learned in our time at the academy been for nothing? Academics, the arts, individual skill in combat? None of those matter in the slightest in real warfare, do they? It's true. If all you're looking to do is fight a war, you don't need any of those. All you need is plenty of troops at your command, the latest weaponry, and overwhelming firepower. Assuming you know the tactics to use them well, and a strategy that employs them effectively, I suppose. The actions are even more powerful than I was expecting them to be too. I remember my mother boasting about their capabilities when she was trying to sell them to the army 2 years ago, but to be honest, I'm feeling somewhat disheartened as well. I'm gonna turn my fan off, it is very loud. I can't see there being a place for swords on the battlefield with weapons like those on the front lines. Well, I don't think that means individual combat skill doesn't matter at all. Still, I think maybe we've been misunderstanding something important all this time. What we saw in that military exercise today was power in its purest form. It has no morality of its own. It exists to bring about a result, regardless of the ideals or principles of those who wield it. That's true. Good way to word that. In a sense, the same could be said of a sword or a gun. All the way up to something as huge as Guerrilla's railway guns, too. I think I finally understand why they wanted us to watch that military exercise in the first place. They could have taught us in a less roundabout fashion. Oh, looks like you didn't wait for me to start the party. Instructor Sarah? Oh, you spoke with the commander? Sure did. I've got up-to-date info on the trade conference, too. As well as the latest on the terrace. Exclamations. Exclamations! I mean, no, that's dots! So there's new information about the Imperial Liberation Front? Anyway, before I get to that, let me explain what you'll be doing tomorrow. In the morning, you're scheduled to participate in the Imperial Army's physical fitness training. In the afternoon, you'll be attending a special lecture where I'll bring you up to speed on that info I just mentioned. After that, you've been granted special permission to view the railway guns. Exclamations all around! I see. Looking forward to that. Sounds like we've got a pretty packed schedule. Well, we did bring you all the way out here, so we might as well make the most of it. Every nation possesses power in the form of a military, whether that military is large or small. Aurelia Fortress just happens to have that power in a very striking, easy-to-understand form. As students of a military academy, you have an obligation to know the scale of the power. The Empire of Erebonia wields at present a power you might one day be in charge of yourselves. What? Dots. Anyway, even a meeting that long couldn't keep me away from trying the famous hashed beef rice. I've heard it's the only decent food they've got around here, so I've been looking forward to this all day. We should probably finish eating. Yeah, it's gonna be a bit cold now. Maybe I'll go ask for seconds. Oh, useless! If you don't want the rest of yours, can I have it? I'd sooner throw it away than give it to you. Title screen. Getting a lot of title screens lately, aren't we? Okay, that should do it. Alright, that covers today's quota. Phew, I'm looking forward to a nice long bath. Well, you know how every time there's a military exercise coming up, the workload gets pretty crazy like this. Still, at least managing inventory has gotten a lot easier thanks to the orbital net. We've got everything hooked up on the network over in Crossbell, right? Wish the Empire would get on that a bit more. Think of the utility. Well, from the sound of it, you need special equipment to send signals through a wired connection to make use of it. And considering the size of the Empire, it's probably going to be quite a while before it's a widespread thing here. Huh? Orb mail? Looks like it's from HQ. Exclamations? Aw, you've got to be kidding me. This right here is the problem with the orbital net. There's no such thing as off hours when I can just send your orders round the clock. Huh? What's going on? So get this, they're planning on doing some extra exercise tomorrow. That means we've got to outfit 20 Oxens with C units by tomorrow. 20. Exclamations? Seriously? Might as well start up another pot of coffee. We're in for an all-nighter for sure. Do we even have that many C units left? Actually, another lot came by freight just this evening. Exactly 20, if you can believe it. Guess we'll just have to get it done. Crap. At least let us take a shower. I'm gonna head down to the mess hall and grab some snacks. You want anything? Yeah, that's how it be. Oh. Well, I would have known it was that short amount of time before a save point. I wouldn't have ended where I did yesterday. Oh well. Septine calendar 1204, 8/31, Tuesday. Aurelia Fortress, Crossbell stateside. At last, after what seemed like enough adventure to fill a week, we reached the final day of our field study. Over in Crossbell State, they were busy preparing for today's keynote session at the trade conference. We spent the morning running through the Imperial Army's physical fitness program alongside some of the soldiers, and after completing it, no easy task I might add, We sat down to a lukewarm redux of yesterday's lunch. That afternoon, during our special military science lecture, we were presented with a confidential report on the terrorists. The Imperial Liberation Front is in Crossbell? That's right. Or at least, that's what the Intelligence Division believes. It looks like a known terrorist organization from the Calvert Republic has turned up in Crossbell too. The situation over there is pretty touch and go right now. Oh no. What are the authorities doing? Everything they can, naturally. However, operations are being handled solely by the Intelligence Division. They refuse to tell the Imperial Army anything, just that they have a trusted ally taking care of things. But who does the Intelligence Division trust? You gotta know something about this, right, Short Sack? Well, I do, but I can't really tell you anything. Guess it's not a breach of confidentiality to tell you that they're a really strong bunch, though. That's still pretty vague. I've got a few ideas. Anyway, there's not much point in us worrying about that right now. The bigger issue is that our terrorists of the hour, the Imperial Liberation Front, are a bigger crew than we thought. Big enough to be in possession of a state-of-the-art military airship, at least. Seriously? An airship? Can we assume Rhineford's the manufacturer then? Correct. Just how something that large found its way into the hands of insurgents is currently unknown. But it seems to be a high-speed model, different from the heavily armored types favored by the Imperial Army. I'd bet it's from the RF-26 series. There are a number of different models within that series though. But if they have an airship, that means they're going to be a whole lot more difficult to catch, doesn't it? That's exactly what it means. Basically impossible to keep tabs on them as it is. With an airship in their possession, there's no telling when or where they'll pop up next. That's quite worrying, especially since Prince Olivert is attending the conference. And Toe is in Crossbell right now too. Yeah. Damn, now you got me worrying. Take it easy. I don't think you have anything to worry about with Gramps and Lecter over there. Well, that aside, if the terrorist attention is currently focused on Crossbell, does that mean the Empire is effectively safe right now? You raise a good point, Laura. They did target Princess Alphen during the summer festival last month. It's possible it's just a feint. Maybe they just want us to believe they're targeting the Chancellor. Railway Military Police thought so too, which is why they've increased the security level here at home. The Emperor and everyone else connected to the Imperial family should be safe. They're also beefed up security anywhere that seemed short-handed. As well prepared as ever, I see. At any rate, you finally uncovered some information on the terrorists' identities, correct? That's right, though once again we have the Intelligence Division to thank for that. If you'd turn your attention to the screen, please. Exclamations! I know that face. Gee, that's the man who kidnapped Princess Alphen and Elise in Heimdall. Not to mention he tried to start a war with Calvert in the North Highlands. So who is he? His full name is Michael Gideon. He used to be an assistant professor at the Imperial Academy in Heimdall. That man? A teacher? So, an academic. Right. His focus was political philosophy. 3 years ago, he was dismissed from his position due to his intense criticism of Chancellor Osborne's hardline policies. Oh. So getting laid off seems set him on the road to terrorism. Well, it sounds like the actual reason he was let go was because he was handing out tracts and flyers in public. You'll find these kinds of idealists at the heart of most terrorist groups, though. In seeding a group with their core ideology, they twist it to become even more militant and radical. You can't even reason with them either. Yeah, they just don't know when to give up. I cannot talk at all, ever. It's just not a thing. Sounds like other groups I know. So, do we know anything about the others? We crossed paths with what I can only assume were the 3 other key members last month in Heimdall. Yes, S, V, and C. It seems like they haven't been able to dig up much on those 3 yet. Their strongest lead right now is that V may have belonged to a Jaeger Corps. Interesting. He was toting around this machine gun that looked like it should have been mounted on a vehicle. Did he seem at all familiar to you, Fee? Not really. They're working on narrowing down the identity of S2, but it's too early to make any informed statements. The real unknown is their leader, C. The man in the visored helmet. I heard he was able to go toe-to-toe with Reen, Laura, and Fee simultaneously. I almost find that hard to believe. I don't. I imagine there are plenty of people in the Empire who could do so. It goes without saying that the Radiant Blade Master could fend 3 of us off without much of a problem. But I'd bet good Mirror Instructor Sarah and Major Nightheart could do it too. I can't say for certain. Look at Mr. Modesty over here. The Major here is widely held to be one of the strongest up-and-coming officers in the entire army. I've heard people mention him right alongside Major Vander. Laying it on a little thick today, aren't we? Going by the family name, it seems safe to assume he's a practitioner of the Vander style of swordsmanship. No doubt a relative of Lieutenant General Vander from Zender Gate. Well, I would question whether I can stand on equal footing with him. Major Vander is unquestionably strong. He was my classmate during my military academy years, and quite close to Prince Olivert as well. In fact, he's in Crossbell right now, serving as the prince's bodyguard. Whoa. Well, that's reassuring to know. But getting back to the point, it's not just C. We still know very little about their group as a whole. Even their source of funding is a mystery, so even if they're a no-show in Crossbell, I doubt we've heard the last of them. And call it coincidence or fate, but you've put the kibosh on their schemes twice now. It's entirely possible they've come to hold a personal grudge against you, so be careful. Right. Yeah, we'll be sure to keep that in mind. Dots. Eventually, the afternoon series of special lectures came to an end, and it was finally time to get a peek at the Guerrilla Fortress's infamous railway guns. 1530, aka 330. You'll now be shown to the area where the railway guns are housed. All of what you're about to see is highly classified. I presume you're aware of the protocol surrounding confidential intel? Yes, Instructor. I'm getting kind of nervous. Me too. Guys, it's just the railway guns. I've seen them before. They're nothing to get all excited over. Orion, this part of the field study isn't mandatory for you. If you'd like to stay here and wait for us, that'd be more than okay. Jeez, I'm just kidding. I don't want to be the only one left behind. Honestly. Excuse me a moment. This is Nightheart speaking. Yes, hello, Commander Walter. Wait, Mueller wants to speak to me? Of course, put him through. What could you possibly be calling about at a time like this? Dots. What? What's happening? Is he taking a call from someone outside the fortress on his Arcus? Sure looks that way. Dots. Understood. We'll be on alert here as well. Yes, right. Take care out there. Did something happen in Crossbell? I'm afraid so. A short while ago, the skyscraper where the conference is taking place came under attack by the Imperial Liberation Front. Exclamations! The attack was carried out via airship. Fortunately, they were able to repel the terrorists, and Prince Olivert, Chancellor Osborne, and the others are unharmed. However, it's too early to tell if the danger is truly past. They really did attack the conference. How foolish. But that's not all, is it? Something else strange happened. What was it? The terrorists were somehow able to gain access to the orbital net and manipulate the shutters that partition the building. Furthermore, they had with them a force of mechanical monsters. Exclamations! I don't like the sound of that. You found something like that in Legram, right? Yeah, we ran into them on the highway there. And they broke into the orbital net. Major, how much of Guerrilla Fortress is connected to the network? At present, it's only used for inventory and equipment management by the maintenance staff. Exclamations! Well, what was that? A tremor? It came from right below us. Below? The hangar. What the hell? The accents. What happened here? They just started moving. No one's inside. They just started moving on their own. Exclamations. Did the C unit start malfunctioning? No, they couldn't have. What's a C unit? It's an automatic control unit we put on vehicles that are going to serve as targets in military exercises. How did C units end up attached to the most advanced tanks? This is really bad. I'm gonna assess the situation. I need you here to help fight the fires and assist the injured maintenance staff. Yes, sir. Please be careful out there. That's definitely not good. This is crazy. Hold on a minute. Are automatic control systems really capable of that level of advanced maneuvering? No, they're definitely not. Our current technology isn't capable of anything nearly this advanced. But if you were to apply the tech using the archaisms, it suddenly becomes a whole lot more possible. Dots. Instructor, are you saying that this society might be involved in this? I'd say it's looking more likely by the minute. Exclamation? What are they? Isn't the proving ground we visited yesterday out that way? Just what are they planning? What in Idios' name is going on here? Why are unmanned tanks roving around blasting the hell out of this base on their own? Well, it seems that last night headquarters sent out to the engineers to fit those tanks with C units. Exclamation. Preposterous! I gave no such order. But never mind that. Right now we need to focus on extinguishing the fires and quelling the confusion. And send a request for assistance to the 4th Armored Division. What should we do? I can't see us being able to catch up to them without a horse at the very least. But what's their goal? What are they trying to accomplish here? Whatever it is, they definitely have some kind of plan. We can't just stand aside and do nothing. Leave this to us! Exclamations. Isn't that bad? Riding a tank. Like a badass. Imperial Army, 4th Armored Division. General, HQ apprised me of the situation. Leave those rogue tanks to us. We can't rule out the possibility that they're a diversion. I want you all to stay here. Understood, sir. Thank you, General. Be careful, Dad. You too, Elliot. 4th Armored Division, advance! Take out those out-of-control tanks by any means necessary. Our opponents are unmanned. There's no need to hold back. Yes, General. Wow, your dad's really something else, Elliot. I admit, he is pretty cool when he takes charge like that. Well, it seems we no longer need to worry about those tanks, at least. But what are they after? That's the question of the hour, isn't it? We can't let our guard down just yet. Might I suggest we fall back to the fortress, Major? A prudent move after we assess the level of damage inside. Exclamation! Hey, aren't those... What in the... dots? The Imperial Liberation Front? Wow, there's 2 of them. There's no way we could have known they had another force lying in wait. Ah! The hangar!
Do they seriously think they could breach an impregnable fortress?
They're just terrorists! Wipe them out! Right back at you! All right, let's get this party started then. We're headed straight for the left railway gun. If anyone gets in our way, fill them full of holes.
Yeah! What's the Imperial Liberation Front doing here?
I thought they were in Crossbell.
Well, that is the main attraction. They sure didn't put up much of a fight, did they? Our mission is to support Comrade G over in Crossbell. Our target is the right railway gun. Let's show him some beautiful fireworks, shall we?
Yes, ma'am!
Oh. They're going for both the left and right wings. Shit! That's the railway guns they're after? No. Are they gonna fire them at the trade conference where the Chancellor is? If a shot from one of those railway guns hit that building, it would blow the place to smithereens. So that's what they're after? The situation has escalated far beyond the scope of your field study. I want you all to stand by here. No way. We can't just stand idle while these insurgents run amok. If you won't take us with you, then we'll take action ourselves. Look, time's one luxury we don't have. I think it's best to have them help us. Listen up, we're going back into the fortress. Groups A and B, you're with me. Let's do this. Septian calendar, 1204. 8:31. Eastern edge of the Erebonian Empire. Borrelia Fortress, military training ground.
It's no use! We can't even scratch them! What's happening? Who's in control of those things? Get in touch with the 4th Armored Division! We need backup from Lieutenant General Craig!
And look, picking up right where we began. We've come full circle.
This is awful. What happened here?
How terrible.
I can smell smoke. Are they using gunpowder?
They've completely blindsided us. It appears that everything else they've done today was to serve as a decoy, even making the tanks go haywire.
Right. It looks like their real target was the railway guns all along, which means they must be serious about targeting that trade conference in Crossbell City.
They wouldn't! How low can they possibly sink?
So, they're intent on taking the Chancellor's head after all.
Resorting to such wanton violence? This is absolutely outrageous.
This does look kind of bad.
Understatement of the year.
Please, let us help. We don't know if reinforcements are on the way, and it doesn't look like we have much time left. We have to stop them before they can activate the railway guns.
Reen's right.
I don't know how much we can really do, but considering the alternative, we have to try.
Right.
I'm not about to let those terrorists have their way.
Looks like any attempt to convince you otherwise would fall on deaf ears. All right. Reen, you and the rest of Group A are with me. Group B, you'll be under the command of Major Neidhart.
One group will secure the gun in the right wing. The other group will secure the left. This is an actual combat situation, with real lives at stake. I expect the best from each of you.
Yes, sir! All right, Class 7. Our objective is to stop the activation of the railway guns. We've learned a lot at the Academy. It's time to put that knowledge to the test.
Understood!
Instructor Sarah joined the party. While she is assigned to the active battle party, the number of support members is increased to 3. Yeah. Oh, and she is extremely low level compared to... Wow. It might actually be better if we swap her out with Gaius. I think we'll put her in place of Emma, though. Yeah. And then we'll make sure equipment is set. Yep. Oh. Faith Rod. Yes, let's do that. Alright. Well, right here's where we are going to end this episode. And when we come back, we will pick up right where we began. With trying to keep them from firing those railway guns. We shall see if we succeed. Anyway, until then, I will see you all in the next video. Goodbye for now.